time for Pet Tales, and in our Pet Tales segment this morning we will discuss the very important topic of canine pregnancy. Joining us to fully discuss this topic is veterinarian Dr. April Miller. Good morning, Dr. Miller.
Hi.
It's good to have you again.
Thank you so much.
All right, so I have a dog and my dog is pregnant. Or maybe I shouldn't let the dog get pregnant. Let's start with what age is the appropriate age for a dog to get pregnant?
Well, usually we like to do anywhere between 1.5 to 2 years. We try to
2 years?
At least, because we try to miss the first heat period. The first heat period usually happens when the dog is 6 months old and she herself is still a puppy. So between 1.5 to 2 years, should have gone through maybe a second to third heat. So that would be an appropriate time to breed her. It's a planned thing. It's a planned event, you know. She goes through what we call an estrous cycle, where she bleeds, she spots. It's probably like 21 days. During that time, the first week of like between 7 to 10 days is actually the time that she's receptive to the male. We breed her then, and
that's the time when every dog in the community is barking.
When you got the whole neighborhood at your gate, yeah, that's the time. We breed her then. Well, of course, planned, you know. You ensure that she's healthy, because a healthy female brings healthy puppies. She's dewormed, you know, she's checked by your veterinarian, making sure that, you know, all parameters are met, so she's a fit, you know, mom. And we make sure she's well fed, well groomed. Very well.
She must be primed for pregnancy.
Definitely. You want her on a complete and balanced diet, like, you know, your Purina dog chow. Very excellent source of nutrition. She's more or less on a maintenance diet up to when she's like 5 weeks old. Five weeks pregnant, I'm sorry. After the 5th week, we can actually supplement her ration now with maybe, well, I usually refer my clients to a Purina puppy chow, because at this stage is when we have the proper mineralization of skeletons. So we want to have enough calcium, enough proteins and carbohydrates for development.
So to be clear, we will feed a pregnant dog puppy chow as opposed to dog chow.
Well, we do like a supplementation of 65 to 75% of dog chow mixed with the rest puppy chow from 6 weeks onward.
Because she has puppies.
Because she has puppies, so you want to give her a little bit more calories. You know, her caloric intake would increase. It's very important for, well, apart and separate from souping her up for that whole pregnancy period, but for when puppies actually come. Okay. So she has a nice body reserve of, you know, fat. Her metabolism is up. Puppies can have, you know, nutrition.
Okay. So it's time. It's time for my dog to give birth. What do I need to keep in mind?
Your vet's number very close. No. It's a natural process, you know. It goes through labors. What is good? It's a very good thing to have is something called a whelping box, which is actually a box. It's usually like, depending on the dog size, of course. It's just a box. It's actually maybe like a foot high, and like maybe for a medium-sized dog, 4 feet by 4 feet, you know. What the box serves to do, really, is that she lays down. Puppies are confined to a particular area. It's comfortable for her, so she can lay down without laying on the puppies. You know, it keeps the puppies warm, it keeps the puppies within this confined space.
And we call it a whelping
dogs
box.
With pups and whelping box.
Oh, they're
right.
So cute.
They are.
I've seen dogs give birth to puppies, usually when when the dog itself is too young, and not feed the puppies.
Yeah, because it's like children having children, really. So that's why you really want to wait, skip a couple of heat periods. At least I recommend like by the 2nd or the 3rd heat period. And then the important thing to remember is that unfortunately not all females are mothers. That's the thing. So what you have to, after that delivery process, what you have to also keep in the back of your mind, you have to be prepared to know that if the mom isn't nursing, as the owner, you have to chip in and nurse those puppies.
And how exactly would you do that?
With puppy formula, you have, I didn't mean to put them by here, you know. You have puppy formulas, and you just do it consecutively, like every 2 to 3 hours, of course, depending on the breed and the size of the litter.
So a friend of mine had a dog with puppies, and the puppies did not suck on the mother within the first 12 hours, and unfortunately the puppies died. How soon or how late can I wait before I say, well, you know what, this dog, this female dog isn't a mother. I need to now jump in. What time frame?
I think within the first like 4 to 6 hours. Because what's important is that they get the first milk colostrum, which has the antibodies, and, you know, it helps the puppies boost their immune system to fight diseases. So I think anywhere up to like 6 hours, you know that you're in a problem. But even a case of the puppy's not suckling, but I mean, how is her mother and ability? Is she licking them? Is she like holding them close to her? You know, that kind of thing. Those are things that you use to gauge as well.
Okay, so we've spoken about, generally speaking, a normal delivery. What about abnormal pregnancies and deliveries? What kind of challenges can pet owners look out for in the pregnancy and then the delivery?
Okay, what is important? Education work wonders. You know, it's a wonderful thing when you actually have an idea what's supposed to happen. So if you choose to be a breeder or breed animals, it's very good to educate yourself, have an idea of the different stages of labor. If it is a case of she comes into obvious labor within 6 hours to 8 hours, especially within 24 hours, and you see no delivery of a puppy, you have to consult your veterinarian.
Let's back up just a moment. How do I know that she's in labor? Okay,
well, she does things like, well, you see, other than seeking an area for delivery, you know, she digs out places, she tears up paper and stuff like that, because she's just looking for that nesting kind of, you know.
She's trying to build her own whelping box.
Right, that kind of thing. She's trying to build her own whelping box. You actually see abdominal contractions. She may be looking down at her vulva, you know, over and over. She may be licking her vulva. She seems very anxious, you know. Good breeders actually take a rectal temperature. And when her rectal temperature drops, because it's usually like between 101 to 102.5 degrees Fahrenheit, and if it drops to like 98 degrees, between 98 to 99, within the next 24 hours is when she usually has puppies.
So let's say that she has a problem. Do dogs get cesarean sections?
They do definitely get cesarean
and that's
sections.
Definitely a vet thing.
Yeah, but definitely. That's why it's important kind of to have an idea of the time frame of how quickly, you know, this whole procedure should take place, you know, the whole process of delivery is going to take place. So if you notice that, you know, it's a little bit more prolonged, I mean, advice is free from a veterinarian, so it's important. Like I get owners calling me at 2 o'clock in the morning, Dr. Miller, my dog is having puppy. I was like, okay, you know, it's a natural process. But the fact of the matter is, if it is prolonged, I mean, you try to be there, you know, to comfort her and actually see what's going on. Discharges are no. I mean, the only discharge that comes out is with the placenta, more or less. If you have anything green looking or foul smelling kind of thing,
call the vet.
Call the vet. Yeah. So, and the quicker you move, is the more likely chance of saving both dam and puppies.
So as a veterinarian, you'd prefer not to have a frantic call at 2 o'clock in the morning out of the clear blue sky. You'd prefer for a client to call you ahead of time
and warn me
and let you know that yes, my dog is about to have pups in a day, 3 days, such and so forth, so you can prepare them.
Right.
And how do they reach you? How do they call you?
Well, I can be contacted at Pet Haven Veterinary Office, located at shop number 4, 58.5 Manning-Sill Road.
And if it is that my dog needs urgent attention, would you be able to come out and see, or do I need to bring the pet?
Well, we have emergency numbers. The emergency number is 456-4168. It's a 24-hour emergency number. So, yeah, for that kind of situation where we probably need surgical intervention, we prefer the dog to be brought into the office so we can deal with what we'll have to deal with.
Of course, if we need to look at prevention, we just spoke about how to give birth, how to help our dogs give birth and such. But if we think we can't manage it, we really should spay and neuter the animal, right?
Oh, most definitely. Puppy birth is a huge responsibility. What you put into the whole process, from the nurse and the mother to actually taking care of the puppies, it is dedication. If we cannot handle this kind of dedication, please spay and neuter our pets. You know, dogs can't put on condoms, so it is very important.
As responsible pet owners.
As responsible pet owners, please spay and neuter our pets.
I will reinforce that message for you. Spay and neuter your pets if you know you cannot handle it. We'd like to thank Dr. April Miller for joining us this morning to share with us this very important information. And you can call her if you ever need more advice. It is now time for our Purina pet tip this morning, and our pet tip is this. Feeding an appropriate diet to your pet can help to limit the plaque and tartar buildup. The hard kibbles found in commercial foods, such as Purina, maximizes your cat's dental health. So make sure you feed your cats right. That was our pet tip for this morning, brought to us by Friskies. Join us next week for another Purina pet tip and, of course, Pet Tales as well.